at their own 46-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Jackson on first down. Steps away. And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. One quarter down, 8-0 the score.
With the score, Ravens 8. Seahawks, nothing.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Forced out to his left. He uncorks it for Snead. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll buy some time right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. The quick feet by Jackson, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down.
Brings up fourth down.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Jackson from the shotgun, steps away. And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. K.J. Wright, and the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Turnover on downs.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. He lets it fly for Lockett. It's caught inside the 25. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. On second down, Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 25. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Intercepted by the Ravens.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Second and short now following the fumble. Here's Jackson to throw, rolling to his right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football.
Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. But Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few.
And a loose football, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And that play just looked a little helter-skelter from the start. That's the risk as a quarterback. Once you take off with that football, you might fumble it, and he did.
And he was going for the reward, which is gaining yardage, breaking down a defense. But you're right about the risk. Always lurking out there, someone always trying to get to the football. Try to find a place to cover up and slide and protect what you've earned.
Flushed out right. This will be caught inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, 35 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Jackson. And the conversion good. He's got it. So the lead swells to 16-0.
Seahawks, nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. 2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Eluding the pressure right. They've got his man complete. 27 yards there, a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
6-yard line.
Wilson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Pernell McPhee able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The 39-yard line.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Wilson. He lets it fly for Lockett. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
As we've seen, their first 2 drives didn't yield anything points-wise. Certainly feels like they think to themselves, it's time to open this thing up, taking the big...
And Wilson's going to be... Oh, it's out. Smith lost it. And I think they are going to get this one back. Well, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report. But business to take care of before we get there.
A 2-minute drill before the coach's 2-minute drill.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Being chased out left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot, and that time he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often.
And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And now consider the lead. The question is, how much is good enough? Are you going for more?
It's the NFL. There's never enough, I believe, because they get reeled in all the time when you sit on the ball. I think that they will try and move the ball downfield and try and squeeze a few more points out of this first half. They'll be careful. They'll be a little bit cautious at times, but also they will attack downfield and try and get in position for at least 3 points.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
Complete.
So that one a disaster. A big loss there with second down coming up. Flush to his right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. And Jackson throwing once more. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. And they're going to go for this. Just 1 for 3 so far on fourth down tries. They're trying again. Rolling to his left. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively. So they take a big chance here in their own territory. And you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room? Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Jason Myers to kick off for Seattle.
The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.